on a memorial piece for a cremation. This is for a man, and this is just a dish that goes underneath a plant. I actually picked these up from Lowe's, and so they work really well to make these arrangements in, because they are pretty rigid and they hold flowers. If you are watching this video right this very second over on Facebook and you don't see that little red button that says live up in the corner, it means you're watching the replay. Please put hashtag replay in the comments. So forgive the water all over my shirt. I tripped with a vase in my hand. I didn't fall, but I splashed water all over me. So, you know, it's just life. So what we're going to work on is a memorial service arrangement for a cremation. What I did was, this is just hard styrofoam, and I glued it in place. I just glued it right in place. Now the reason I like to do that is because I am going to fill the reservoir with water. And so I'm going to put 2 pieces of fresh floral foam on each side, and then I'm going to fill the reservoir with water, so I don't want the urn to be wet. So that's the reason I went ahead and glued some foam into place. When you come on, tell me hello. Tell me how you're doing. Tell us where you're from. We are live on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. And Miss Victoria is here, and she can read all your comments. So y'all talk to me. Ask me questions, any kind of questions you might have. We are so happy to answer your questions. This is a block of fresh floral foam. It has been soaked. And so what I'm going to do is take my floral knife and cut it. Now, I have made these pieces where I did foam on all 4 sides, fresh floral foam on all 4 sides of my styrofoam here. Today I'm only going to do it on 2 sides. Now the reason is this urn, I have not seen it. It's going to be a rectangle. It's not going to be just a traditional, it's going to be a wooden box. So it's not a traditional vase arrangement like we normally, vase container or urn type container that we normally do. So normally if I had a traditional urn, I would put flowers all the way around. It would be a circle of flowers. But today, because I know that this is going to be a box, I'm scared to get too many flowers on the outer sides. So I'm just going to kind of work them around this urn. I have placed my fresh floral foam into the dish, and I am going to tape it into place with some tape.
We have lots of hellos.
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello.
Don Miller wants to know how you're doing today.
We are good, Miss Dawn. We are good. We are busy getting this flower shop looking like Christmas. We will take you on a tour next week of the flower shop. We're slowly but surely getting there, and we should be finished pretty quickly.
Miss Linda Jester's excited to catch you live from the beginning.
Hello. So glad you're here, Miss Linda. Thank you for watching. So I took and tucked, I took about 2/3 of a block of fresh floral foam, cut that into a third on each side, and then I just taped it into place. We just need to make sure that our arrangement doesn't go anywhere. Now the wonderful part about this dish, and I said it a minute ago, is the fact that it holds plenty of water, which is really nice when making an arrangement. Next, I'm going to come in with some Spanish moss. Now this moss is just going to help me cover my mechanics. I just don't want that foam to show.
Miss Ria Norman asks, do I see trick dianthus?
You see trick dianthus. You do. Yes, ma'am.
Miss Janice Sloan says, great to catch you live again. Wow, 3 days connected. Love and blessings to each of you.
Thank you, sweet lady. Thank you, thank you. I'm trying to throw my greenery on the floor.
Miss Angie Ham says, been raining here in East Georgia, rainy days in Georgia. Oh, hey Victoria, have not seen you lately. I'm doing good, Miss Angie, thank you. She says, y'all have a good evening. I know this design will be beautiful.
Thank you, sweet friend. You need a box, Cal.
On YouTube, Miss D says, hello, happy to see y'all live today.
Hello, lady. Thank you for being here.
And Melinda Hodge says, hi, live. Curious if you are mixing faux and fresh flowers since you are using hard styrofoam.
So the hard styrofoam is strictly for me to be able to lift the urn up off of the up out of the arrangement. So there will be an urn sitting in the center of this arrangement, and because of that I don't want it to sit down in the water. So the reason I have the hard styrofoam is so that the urn will sit up on top of the arrangement. It'll kind of lift it out of the arrangement. And I'll put a type of urn in there so that you can see it as soon as I get it finished. So I'm just taking leather leaf and I'm just greening out that floral foam and turn it around.
For those who are having issues on Facebook, she was also frozen on mine too. I refreshed the page and she's not frozen anymore.
Oh, good.
So I don't know if that would work for y'all. Anita, oh,
Go ahead. No, you're good.
Anita asks, may I ask where you source your moss from, please?
I ordered that moss from Budsy. So Budsy carries Spanish moss. Budsy is my floral supplier. That's who I buy. 98% of all my flowers come from Budsy, and they also have the Spanish moss. I have never bought sheet moss from them before, but this is driving me crazy. But I have bought Spanish moss, and I usually buy about 3 cases at a time. So I just like to never run out. I don't know about y'all. Are y'all that way where you buy 3 or 4 cases of something, so when you get down to the 3rd case, you know to call and order some more? Well, that's how I don't like to run out of things. I'm the world's worst to not want to run out of something. So it's just like that with floral foam. I will have 12 cases out there, and when I get down to 3, I'm going to call and order some more because I don't like to run out. Okay, so there is our leather leaf. And you can see in the center it's empty, but it's going to be greened on both sides. Next I'm going to come in with, I've got some Agonis and some silver dollar. We'll come in with our silver dollar first. So just really pretty silver dollar eucalyptus. And I'm going to take it just like I did my leather, and I'm just going to break it into pieces.
On TikTok, Myra asks, what design are you going for?
So this is for an urn. We will have an arrangement with an urn sitting in the center. So it's almost like a ring around the urn, except it's really not going to be a complete ring because my urn is not a traditional urn. It's a pretty wooden box that's kind of in a rectangle shape. So that's the reasoning behind not doing the sides.
Miss Marguerite Cuzo says Maryland weather is beautiful. It's warm like summer. Miss Valerie, it's warm here too.
It is very warm here, but it's more like July and not just summer. Would you say Victoria is hot?
It's warm for November.
It's hot for November. Like, it's weird. It's strange. Like, it's almost tornado weather is what it kind of feels like. It's just interesting.
Miss Angie says, my grandson lives in Denver, Colorado, and he got 10 inches of snow the last 3 days.
That's what I heard, that they had snow. I mean, lots of snow.
Joan Richardson sent 99 stars.
Thank you for the stars, friend. Thank you, thank you.
Valerie asks, any advice to keep eucalyptus alive? I don't have a cooler, and it is 70 degrees outside.
How long are you needing to keep it alive? Are you going to be using it for a function, or how long does it need to stay pretty? I would say that if it's just for like in a couple days, you can ice that water, add some ice to the water, and that's going to help cool it down. Okay, so I have my eucalyptus, and of course I did it on both sides there.
Miss Linda says, don't say the word tornado.
I know, right? But it's that kind of weird feeling. Does that make sense? I don't know if y'all have ever had tornado weather, but it's a strange kind of atmospheric, I don't know, the pressure's weird, everything's weird. And we've had drizzle today, but not really a true rain. Next, I'm going to come in with a little bit of aganis foliage. Now, aganis often comes in a beautiful burgundy tone. This is green, and it's probably because it's hot wherever this grows to, and it hasn't cooled enough to get it to color. But it is really pretty, and it paints really well. I love that it's this feathery texture, almost like a weeping willow texture. And so I'm just breaking it into small pieces and tucking it in.
Beth Pound on TikTok says, I would love snow.
Now, I wouldn't mind a touch of snow, but in Mississippi, we don't know how to act with snow. We don't know how to act. Do we, Victoria? Like, everybody goes crazy if it snows. Even if it threatens snow, they might let school out. That's how silly we are in Mississippi.
Cam says, pray for Waycross. We are flooding bad.
Oh, Cam. We certainly will, friend.
Anita sent 99 stars.
Thanks for the stars, y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Valerie says, a flower farmer is giving me all she has, and I'm wanting to keep it alive as possible for wreaths and arrangements.
Okay, so it's probably not going to really hold very well in a wreath. It's just going to dry out. But now it's okay if it's dry. It's pretty dry. It's just not going to look like pretty fresh eucalyptus. So if you want to try to dry some, you absolutely can. I would take it, bundle it with a band, and hang it upside down so that it keeps a pretty shape. You're just going to have to keep it cut and in water. It's going to dry out. It just will. What did we get? Something over on TikTok.
Oh, Miss Beth sent us a rose. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the rose. I just heard you.
Oh, she sent us 4 more roses. Thanks.
Thank you.
Emmanuel says hello from France again. Happy to show this workshop.
So glad you're here, my friend. Thank you for watching. Okay, we're going to come in with some sunflowers. We've got some pretty big yellow Vincent sunflowers. So I'm going to take that and cut it short using my floral knife.
Oh, Miss Valerie, I missed your message earlier who was asking about the eucalyptus. Earlier she said, hello, I'm watching you with my mom. Watching you makes her smile. She doesn't understand most of it, but she says pretty when you're done.
So thankful you're here. Tell her hello for us. Thank you for watching.
Miss Sue's watching from New Zealand today. She says, I love catching you live. Love your arrangements. They are so beautiful and creative.
Thank you so much, Miss Sue. So glad you're here. Okay, a couple sunflowers there. No worries, it won't look like eyes because I've got some tiny sunflowers I'm going to come in. So it's not going to look like eyes, I promise. Anytime you are working with a large flower, you want to work in odd numbers. The reason I always say that, number one, odds just look better. They just look better. Even numbers, if you have 2 large flowers just like this, it almost looks like little eyes looking at you. So you don't ever want a creature looking back at you, okay? So always think about that when you put just 2. But don't worry, I'm going to add more. But I just want my largest flowers first. So that's the reason. I'm turning this arrangement around. I'm going to make it pretty on both sides. Now, this will be a service. It's going to be a graveside service. And so we will take a table. There will be a table set up, and we will have these flowers with the urn, and then we will have pictures on this table. And so I just want it pretty on both sides. And then they will actually have a burial. So I'm going to take some tiny little sunflowers. So these were grown, Mary grew these in her garden, my sweet friend. I have a friend who is a flower farmer, and she grew these tiny ones. So I wanted to kind of mix these in with the larger Vincent sunflowers.
Ms. Janet asks, is this for a man or a woman?
It's for a man.
Angie 2020, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Chris says, I've been working on all my fresh Christmas wreaths for a large craft show next weekend. No dried, a bunch of grevillea.
Grevillea, yes.
Grevillea, and spray painted them burgundy.
Ooh, it's going to be absolutely beautiful.
That's exciting.
Yes, we would love to see pictures. Please share with us. We would love to see pictures of all your beautiful creations.
Cam asks, what are stars? I'm confused.
So Cam, stars are over on Facebook. Is Cam watching us on Facebook? You can give stars, and what it does is for as many stars as you give, it gives us money. It's just like a tip. Is that what you would say?
Yeah.
Pretty much. It's just like a little tip. So next I'm going to come in with some Alstroemeria lilies. So this arrangement is actually for my first cousin who passed away. He has been ill for a very long time, and he was the most precious special needs gentleman you've ever met in your whole life. Lee taught us a whole lot when we were children, and he loved hard and loved big. And so this is for Lee and his sweet sister and brother. Trusted me to make this beautiful arrangement for him, and so I'm so thankful for this opportunity, because it's the last thing you can do for somebody, and it really means a lot. So I'm just taking these Alstros and I'm cutting them short, kind of tucking them pretty deep down into that arrangement. I just really want that color deep.
Miss Catherine says, so sorry for your family's loss.
Thank you, thank you. He had been ill for quite a long time. And so I'm so thankful that he's healed now in heaven. I know he's there with my grandmama and his mama. I know he's so excited.
Sherry Parker says, good afternoon, Monty and staff. I love odd numbers in most anything. Pray all has a blessed and safe evening.
Thank you, sweet friend. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so there are our little Alstros kind of nestled in. And it's pretty, again, and I moved my Lazy Susan because it was spinning. Every time I touched it, it would spin. So that's the reason I'm not using the Lazy Susan. Okay, next we're going to come in. I've got these really pretty heart roses. So I thought this beautiful deep red would look really nice.
Miss Linda says, sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Amanda Maxey says, I love you, Monty King.
Amanda is my first cousin. This Amanda is for Lee. This is her Sweet Brothers arrangement. And I'm so thankful, Amanda, that you trusted me with it. And I love you too, sweet.
Maria says, I'm so sorry, Monty. Bless your heart.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Ron Lucas says, so glad I actually caught another live. Beautiful job, Monty. Florist in Florida for over 50 years. It really stays in your blood.
I tell you, I so love what I do. I'm so thankful for the opportunity to be a part of, and I just so broke that rose, a part of doing beautiful arrangements.
Janice Smith says, hi, I sent you a message about the centerpiece I mentioned to you yesterday.
Thank you, ma'am. I will certainly go and check. I am sorry I have not responded. I have not. We've been busy today, so I apologize. But I will certainly check.
Cam says their car is flooded.
Oh, my word, Cam.
Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry, Cam. Arona Voss says, hi there, Monty and Victoria. It's been a while since I've seen you live. It's a beautiful day, and I hope y'all are doing well.
Thank you so much, sweet friend. Thank you for being here.
And Miss Shanna says, thank you. Marcel
These pretty orange roses.
Marcel says, hello ladies, I usually watch you from Australia, but I'm at the moment in Malta visiting my older siblings.
Oh, have a wonderful time with your family. Thank you for watching.
Angie Ham says, sending my condolences to you and the family.
Thank you. Thank you.
Miss Janet says, I'm so sorry for your family's loss. I lost my sister Connie 5 years ago. She was also a special needs person. I know your cousins will love it.
Ooh, these orange roses are so lovely. We wanted to do something kind of rustic. Lee loved anything to do with cowboy movies. He loved Elvis Presley. And he would watch any kind of Western over and over again. I bet Amanda was so tired of watching Westerns. But he absolutely loved a Western, and I would say that if he had been able-bodied, he would have probably been a cowboy. But he loved it.
Rhea says, the red heart roses are so big and beautiful.
Aren't they pretty, kind of nestled in there?
Jessie says, love the arrangement. Those sunflowers are so pretty.
Aren't they pretty? And you can see how I kind of tucked the smaller ones in, so it does not draw your eye so much to the just the large ones. It's so important, guys, when you're working with large blooms that you add other like blooms in there so that it doesn't look like eyes sticking back at you. So see how pretty and rustic. Let's tuck a little bit of trick in. So this is green trick dianthus. So dianthus is in the carnation family, and if you look at it, it kind of even has carnation leaves. It reminds me a lot of a Dr. Seuss tree in his books, but just kind of a fun little trick dianthus. You know what? I want that kale. We have to put some kale in here.
Cam says it makes it feel better when you receive a handmade product from family.
Oh, I think so, Cam.
Nelda Edwards says, everything you do is so pretty. Wish I could afford to get flowers.
You are so sweet. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so, y'all, we got this beautiful kale in. Actually, our Mary... Look at this kale. It's so beautiful. Mary, our sweet friend, who is a flower grower, she grew this kale and brought it to us. And I thought that it would be really pretty tucked right into that arrangement.
Oh, Miss Margaret, she says, so sorry, Monty. My 55-year neighbor disturbed a hive of bees yesterday and died from the sting.
Oh, Miss Margaret, I'm so sorry. You don't realize how dangerous just everyday things can be. No, this one's probably not going to go.
Cam says, I wish I lived there. I would be buying floral arrangements daily.
Cam, you are so talented. You go make you some flower arrangements.
Miss Linda asks, do you ever add pine cones and sticks to add a more masculine touch? It also cuts down on the cost.
I think they would be absolutely beautiful. This that kale is far too big, so we're getting one kale in this arrangement. I certainly have. I need to go and knock on my neighbor's door and pick up some pine cones because we are out here at the shop, and so often instead of purchasing pine cones, we will go and ask our neighbor if they mind if we clean up their yard. And most of the time, they are so thankful that you are going to clean up their yard and pick up their pine cones. But yes, we have used pine cones in arrangements to make them more masculine. I actually made a beautiful cornucopia this afternoon. I'm going to make a reel, just kind of a short little video, and I'll post it. And I added pine cones to it, and it was beautiful.
On TikTok, Imelda254 Kelly says, hola.
Hello, friend. Hello, hello. So glad you're here. So this is Solidago aster, and so I am just taking it, I'm stripping off the leaves, and I'm just kind of nestling it into that arrangement. Turn it around and show you that beautiful kale kind of tucked in there.
Kathy says, so beautiful. I love the colors. God bless.
Thank you, thank you.
Miss Mary Jo Cole Latkovic says, just love your work.
Oh, thank you. Okay, let's add some of this beautiful blue thistle. Look at how pretty that blue thistle is, and I think it'll pull this kale and kind of give us some of that bluey purple color.
Imelda sent us a lot of heart emojis.
Thank you, thank you. If you are enjoying this video, guys, give us a thumbs up or a heart. It just helps us to be seen.
Miss Shelby says, I love the colors in this arrangement.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Ron Lucas says, beautiful. I'm glad I caught the live. I'm
so glad you're here. So glad you're here. Now, there have been times when I have made urn arrangements and I actually used a wreath form by Oasis. But if you have ever purchased a wreath form, they're terribly expensive, and you still have to have some type of base for the wreath form. So I have found that this works beautifully in making an arrangement like this using just a dish that you can pick up from the garden center. It works out beautifully, and it holds the flowers very well. I actually made an arrangement like this last week in beautiful purples, all shades of purple, and I made it in a dish just like I did this one, and we got compliments from the funeral home. They said that they had never had an arrangement be so sturdy and hold up so well. So this has been the perfect way to design an arrangement like this.
Jules and Sharon, thank you for the hearts.
Thank you for the hearts, guys. Thank you so much.
Rhea says, so pretty, lovely colors, a beautiful tribute.
Thank you, Rhea.
Miss Renee say it's gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Julie says, so very beautiful. God certainly gave you this gift.
I believe so. I tell you, it has been such a blessing. I so love what I do.
Miss Margaret says, Monty Sheehan has the most beautiful thistle and faux.
Really? I will have to look. I have not looked for thistle. I did order some spring flowers, faux flowers, for a wedding that we have in December. And so I didn't even think to look at thistle.
Miss Janice asks, is there something going in the middle?
Yes, there will be an urn in the center, and I will go and grab something to kind of show you what the arrangement will look like. Next, we're going to add just a little bit of wax flower. So this is a beautiful tinted wax. Wax flower does not naturally come orange. It naturally comes in pastels. And so they will take and dye wax flower to be autumn tones. Now, if you ever ask me, Monty, do you like dyed materials? I would 9 times out of 10 tell you no. I do not like things that are not true to their true color. I do not mind the dyed wax at all. It does not look faux. It doesn't, I mean, they always do it in natural colors. So I really like the dyed wax.
Ron Lucas says, I've used wreath forms for years. Thanks for the new way to make urn arrangements.
Well, and I tell you, I did not, when I made the last arrangement, I didn't have a wreath form on hand. The one before that, I made it on a wreath form. So I had to kind of improvise, and sometimes improvising is the best thing, because it makes you have to figure out how to do something a little different. YouTube, we're coming. Our camera always goes dark for YouTube, and I'm so sorry, guys.
On TikTok, Imelda Kelly says, I don't speak English, but I love to see your work. I love flowers.
I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, welcome.
Miss Mary Lou says, hello, Monty and Victoria. I'm late today.
Hello, Miss Mary Lou. How are you, my friend?
Rhea says, I loved your pumpkin arrangement.
Thank you, darling. Thank you. Wasn't that fun? It was so easy to do. Okay, so there is, it's beautiful on both sides. Now, it does not have any flowers in the center or on the right or left of where we're going to place the urn. The reason is this urn is in a box. It's not going to be a traditional vase-shaped urn. So I did bring a box, and it's not probably going to look anything like this box, but it's going to sit right there in the very center of the arrangement. And so that's what it's going to look similar to. Now we will have beautiful, and I may have to, ooh, that this'll bit. I may have to lift the urn up a little more, and so I will take another couple of pieces of styrofoam so that I can lift it as need be. It's always nice to take extra stuff so that you can improvise, you can make it work. Now what I will do on the sides, you can see here that I don't have any flowers on the sides. I will probably take and tuck some greenery on each side. And I may go and see if I have, I think the pine cones would be fabulous. So I may go to my neighbors and pick up pine cones because it would certainly make this very rustic and perfect for Lee. He was very much, if he had been able, he would have so been outdoors. He would have so enjoyed nature. And so I think the pine cones would be absolutely lovely in this arrangement. Now again, this is made in just a dish, just a plastic dish that goes up underneath a plant. And so what I will do is before it goes into the cooler, I'm going to fill the reservoir with water. But it's very simply made and it's very easy to handle. It's not going to, you're not going to have any issues with any problems delivering.
They're saying it's beautiful.
Thank you, thank you.
Valerie says we have square marble urns that are very popular. Any ideas what I could use as a base?
So a square marble urn, depending on how large it is, I'm going to go and grab a container and show you if it's hang on just a second, let me show you how a regular urn would fit down into this arrangement.
Ooh, Cam, lotus pods, we've used, that sounds...
Do we have any lotus pods? Where are they, Victoria?
I don't know.
I know we had some.
We've used them before and they've been beautiful. We've used them for fall arrangements in the past. I'm sure for all kinds of arrangements. But yes, that sounds beautiful, Cam. I don't know where we had. I know we did have some lotus pods at some point, but
yeah, I'll have to see if we could find it because I agree. Lotus pods would be beautiful because it's going to be a brown wooden urn. So this is not obviously an urn, but it kind of gives you an idea. So what I would do is kind of figure out what size the container is, and I would make that center square of foam that size. The reason I like the foam in the center is because it lifts the urn out of the center, and it's kind of wobbly, but you get the idea. It lifts that urn up a little bit so the flowers don't completely cover it. And again, I will take some extra foam to tuck down into this space so that we can make sure the urn looks really pretty standing in the arrangement.
Charlene Newberg on YouTube says, hi all, I loved your dough bowl arrangement. I was so inspired I pulled out my family's antique.
Yay! Please share a picture. We would love to see how it looks when you get it designed.
She said she made it with a 6-inch design dish.
Perfect. That is perfect. And anytime you're designing in something, you don't have to have a floral dish. You can absolutely use anything that will hold water. And I say that often. Anytime you're working, just make sure it'll hold water and you're good to go. Design flowers in it.
Valerie asks if you have any horseshoes.
Oh, a horseshoe would be perfect. I don't, but I tell you, I may reach out to Lee's sister, to Amanda. She might still be watching, and see if there's anything that we can tuck in that would be so Lee. I think that would be absolutely perfect. Again, we're go with maybe some pine cones, and I know I heard Victoria talk about lotus pods. We have some, I just have to find them. And I think the lotus pods would be beautiful in this too. I just wanted really pretty autumn colors, and I think that we did that, and it's pretty on both sides. I'm going to turn it around so you can see.
Ria says that, speaking of lotus pods, she says they look beautiful sprayed gold for Christmas.
They certainly do, Ria. I love natural materials, kind of painted different colors to give us that regal look. I agree. I think it would be absolutely beautiful.
Jan Powell says cattails would be pretty too.
They would. They sure would.
And Janet Ezekiel asks, have you already posted the cornucopia reel?
I have not. I am going to work on that this evening. I just did that this afternoon, so I'm going to work on it this evening. I actually found, so the cornucopia that I'm going to share the reel with was one that a customer brought us, but I found a cornucopia in our back room, so I will make that, if y'all are interested, I will make that arrangement on a live. Because I think that would be fun to see.
You have a few. Julie says wheat would be nice. Ria says a sheriff's star badge would be sweet. Cam asks if you have curling willow.
I will have to go and look for all the things. We might have some dried curly willow. I don't think there are, right behind you, Victoria, tiny little cattails. You see them? Mm-hmm. Grab those, sister. We'll tuck those in. They would be beautiful.
Do you need more than that?
Yes, ma'am. Look at these tiny, these are called pencil cattails. I don't know if you've ever seen them. We get them as a dried material. So if we cut cattails here in Mississippi, they're big, like they're bigger than my thumb. Like the diameter of the cattail itself is large. And they tend to, I don't know how to dry them and then not shatter. You know, a cattail will shatter, and it's almost a little like pampas plumes. It's feathery. It goes everywhere.
Terry asks if you have magnolia wreaths for sale.
So faux magnolia wreaths, is that what you're asking? We do not have any in right this second, but I can certainly look and see if I can find some faux magnolia wreaths.
Janet says, I would love to see a cornucopia live.
All right, we will certainly do that. So I'm just taking these little cattails and I am just breaking their stems and just kind of tucking them in.
Oh, I think you went into it.
Did I win it? Thanks, Victoria.
Cam says, I love those.
Aren't they sweet? We also have 2 more urn arrangements that we have to make tomorrow, and they are going to both be in all white. Well, white and blue, right? But I'm going to make them just like this, and you see how very simply this arrangement went together. It's very simply designed, yet so pretty.
Debbie Ray Miller says, my mom and I sprayed cattails we picked here in Kansas with hairspray. It lasted for years.
Did it? Okay.
Miss Cheryl says, hope you're having a great day. Glad you're live. Monty, that arrangement is beautiful as always.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you.
Rhea says the cattails work so well.
Aren't they sweet little pencil cattails? I have never seen them growing. I think that would be neat to see, but there's our cattails kind of tucked in.
Cam says, I'll send a picture of the urn arrangement I made once, and then he says, I may already have, to be honest.
That sounds good, Cam. We'd love to see it again if we've already seen it once. And again, the urn that'll be in the center will be a box, kind of similar to that.
Yep.
All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions about how we do things here at Flowers by the Bunch, you can always ask. We would love to answer your questions. We love each and every one of you, and we're so thankful for you. If you have not already checked us out on all the other platforms, we are on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. So we would love for you to join us on all those platforms. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up or a heart. Be sure to share this video with your friends so that they might enjoy these videos too. We will be back first thing in the morning at 8 o'clock to do our devotion over on Facebook. So if you enjoyed these videos and you enjoy devotions, please join us at 8 o'clock. We will be live tomorrow afternoon again, so y'all come back to see us. See you soon.